Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer Quest with me, BringItDon. So let's travel to Marburg. I did a lot of dungeons off camera. I wanted to get all of my characters to level 2. Some of them hit level 3. I got a little carried away. Yeah, welcome to Marburg. Also, one of the original characters did die. My Ironbreaker ended up dying. There's a very annoying spell in the game called Crystal Maze. So what Crystal Maze does, I think Necromancer apprentices use it. But yeah, so if they cast Crystal Maze on one of your companions, they get teleported to the Crystal Maze, to another dimension. The next turn, they'll come back. But if you kill the apprentice, or the spellcaster, whoever casted the spell, if you kill them while they're in the Crystal Maze, that character dies. Now I forgot about that mechanic, and so I killed the apprentice, and my Dwarf Ironbreaker died. Luckily he was only level 1, so it wasn't a huge loss, but he did lose Gotrik's axe. He took Gotrik's axe with him, and whatever other equipment he had on him. So, it was a pretty big blow. Anyway, welcome to Marburg. The village of Marburg lies within dense forest to the south of the River Ster. It is an unenviable location. It has paid the price for its proximity to the menacing trees several times over the last 100 years. The sacking of Marburg is as common as autumn winds, goes a saying around these parts. This dour outlook is spread to the residents of the hamlet, who all view strangers with suspicion and are never particularly welcoming. On this occasion, your party's arrival is noticed with uncharacteristic interest. The curious villagers all look rather gaunt, confirming rumors that harvests have been meager over the last few seasons in this part of the Old World. As the warriors gather in the common room of the village's solitary inn, they are approached by the miller. He doffs his cap and humbly seeks permission to take a seat at the adventurer's table. "Greetings, strangers. You look like the kind of folk that find things for a price," says the miller. "I'm missing a donkey. Goes by the name of Old Nell. She's a mangy old thing to be sure, but without her the village will starve. There ain't no other beast like her for leagues. We need her back before the next backer tag." The miller momentarily stops to check that your party is taking it all in. "I can't promise much of a reward, but I do have something of value if you find Old Nell." Also, he leans in closer at this point, keen not to let the inn's other customers hear. "She was taken by spiders, down into their lairs, so they tell me. There's more than just my donkey and cobwebs down in that cave." At this point, he leans in further and reduces his voice to a whisper. "There's treasure down there too." He sits upright again. Now I know what you're thinking, but I can tell you that Old Nell isn't dead. Not yet, anyway. She went missing last night, and those things don't eat straight away. Ask the Thatcher about his wife if you don't believe me. With that, the miller stands. "Buy back her tag if you want the reward. Day after tomorrow," he concludes. "Looks like your party has an ass to find." Alright, so the Ironbreaker's level 2, White Watcher's level 3, Marauder's level 3, Grey Wizard is level 3, and all these guys are level 2 until the Witch Hunter. We'll check out the market. I spent a ton of money leveling up my fellows. I'm gonna grab this, and probably the medium provisions as well. Plus 9 strength, that's pretty crazy. I kind of want that. I don't think that goes anywhere, I think that stays here. So Reinhardt's Cleaver. Reinhardt is a notorious butcher who has grown rather attached to his large cleaver. Best not let him know it's in your warrior's possession, or they could find themselves on the end of a rusty meat hook. Ooh. That's actually really good. That's also really good. That's also really good. Alright, let's do this. Recommended level 2. I'll bring one level 3 with us just to be safe. But I'll try to bring the rest of the level 2 characters. I'll bring the Marauder for this one. And I was wrong. The Bright Wizard also has a heal spell alongside the Grey Wizard. I think I'll bring the Shadow Warrior instead. Because it's 2 frontliners and 2 backliners and 2 level 3s. I think this will be fine. Alright, an adventurer's life isn't always a glamorous one. Take this quest for example. You've been tasked with rescuing Old Nell, a donkey is close to becoming a feast for spiders. However, there's more than just an old mule down here. There might be treasure as well. Alright, so some of the things that these guys have unlocked. Let's see. Alright, so he got Misdirect unlocked. The Shadow Warrior throws a strike at the enemy, making it appear to come from somewhere else. This causes the enemy to change to another target. This cannot be used on enemies who do not have multiple targets available. And he unlocked Hammer of Sigmar. The Blessed Warrior or Warriors gain additional strength for the remainder of the turn. I don't know if you guys saw Blade of Night or not. No, yeah, I unlocked that on camera. Cyclone of Silence. Attempt to stun enemies that are surrounding the wizard. There's a 50% chance that each targeted enemy will be stunned until your next turn. Then he got Hunter's Eye. When activated, the Marauder is able to make as many ranged attacks as he has melee attacks for the turn. This ability can only be activated once per dungeon. I have not found a ranged weapon for him yet, so that will be super useful. Also, I should make sure I have everything equipped that I want to have equipped. Need some heals. Alright, there we go. Of course. Alright, in we go. Bunch of spiders and bats. It's okay. Do we have... Nice. Not as nice. Alright, cool. Large firebomb. I did get a couple of items when I was playing off camera as well. Let's see. Upon the ground before the warrior lies an elderly woman bound and wounded. She wears the garb of a priestess of Shalia. The warriors quickly free her, but she is teetering on the edge of life, her body broken, although her spirit is unbound. Shalia thanks you for the intervention, she says. My life is all but gone. However, a gift for your help is my power to give, she says before her life flickers out. So my warrior priest, he got this. Gives him +1 max wounds. And I think all this I had gotten. This might be new. Scorched Channel +5 max wounds. And the Ring of Lesser Strength might also be new, +1 strength. I also bought this, so if I ever find a shield, I can give this to my Marauder, so he can be a better tank. At least that's the plan. Nice, spiders and bats. Well, let's see what he can do. I'll put him in the center. Not a whole lot. Fantastic. Nice. It really was nice. Alright, Beast of Burden. From here the dungeon branches in 2 directions. To the right, you can see evidence of cobwebs and hear the unmistakable bray of a distressed donkey. To the left, there's a faded, moldering tapestry clinging to the wall by the arch, which also happens to be covered in thick webbing. Why is that corridor so richly adorned compared to the bare stone walls and the rest of the dungeon? It may be worth further exploration. Just then, you hear another panicked bray from the eastern passage. It looks like the spiders are ready to eat. However, once the adventurer's presence is revealed, it may not be so easy to return and investigate the tapestry passage. So we have a choice to make. I don't know which one is the right one. I mean, I can't leave a donkey in distress, so we will try to save the donkey if we can. Nice. Some more spiders. Alright, Priest of Sigmar, show us what you got. Old Nell is saved. The mule has a few nasty bites, but looks like she'll live. Even as you quit the spider's lair, more infernal critters start to scuttle out of every nook and crevice. It's time to leave. So movement +2 pinning. Alright, as you emerge from the spider's lair, you see the miller and a couple of thin but rough-looking types standing not too far away, all with cudgels held aloft. Your party raises their weapons suspiciously, but the miller holds up a staying hand. Lower your weapons, good sirs. The clubs are for any stray spiders, not your fine selves. With that, he spies the donkey and strolls over. Let's see. You found her. Old Nell, we've missed you. And you still got a bit of meat on your bones. You'll cook up right good. The last statement brings a look of confusion onto the faces of your adventurers. That's why I needed her back by backer tag. It's our feast day. She's the only meat we've got left around here. Why should we let them bloody critters have it? The adventurers collectively shrugged their shoulders. The ways of peasants are as often mysterious as the ways of kings and dukes. Ah yes, says the miller, after one of your party clears his throat rather noisily. Well, your reward is to come and share in our feast. How about this leg between the lot of you? He says, rubbing Old Nell's right foreleg as she stares on oblivious. He changes tack when he gets no enthusiastic reaction. Well, have this instead. He hands over a rather ordinary-looking ring with a small lightning motif inscribed on it. 5 to 30 damage. Wow. Okay. In the haunch of Old Nell. Alright, we'll go back to Marburg. See about a new quest. Alright, first thing we need to do is sell. I see this being good on him. Because of the pinning. I mean, sell the Elven Sword, the Firebomb we can give to him. Just help clear out some of this inventory space, because we're running a little low on space. Sell the Elven Sword. Is there anything worth buying? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Axe of Slicing, 5 to 9 damage and 2 strength. That's really good. So I think the next quest... Oh, so we have to do this one. No. Yeah, I think we have to do a white quest before we can continue forward. Alright, so let's do this one. Alright, who do I want to bring? The Marauder's a little too strong. We'll bring the Ironbreaker instead. We'll keep the Grey Wizard because it takes him forever to level up anyway. That's too many frontliners. I need a backliner. We'll bring Otto. Alright, your party makes camp and bed down. During the night, 2 of their number have a strange and unnerving dream. Within the dreamscape, they come upon a lost artifact that throws with arcane might. As the axe of slicing has been lost for centuries. Through myriad strange visions, your dreaming warriors are guided to a catacomb a few miles from where their sleeping bodies lie. Within, the one-handed weapon awaits. So he also got a new item off camera. The Robes of Akshi, +1 power. Yeah, I think you have to do at least one white quest before you can go on to the next town. Rats and bats. Fantastic. There you go. You never want to give them a chance to go. If you can kill everybody in one turn, always do so. While also being reasonable with your resources. So I haven't explained with the Winds of Magic, so if you look here, this is how many Winds of Magic he has for the turn. So he can use 6 Winds of Magic, because that's what he got. But down here is his power stores, so he technically has 12, but this does not regenerate, this the 6 down here. Same with him, he has 8 down here, and he has 6 up here. So typically you don't want to burn through that initial 6 that they had, or in this case 9, because he had, the Bright Wizard got 9 Winds of Magic this turn. And that way you can save the 6 for fights that you're going to really need it in. Ulrich Grunson is confronted by a slumped, cowed figure crawling towards them, calling for help in a piteous voice. Upon reaching the stranger, the warrior realizes that offering aid was not a good idea. The figure slumps on their arms, dead, his cowl falling to one side, and revealing his plague-ridden face. We've already read this one before. And now he has -1 toughness for the remainder of this dungeon. There's only like 3 or 4 events in a dungeon, so I'm not going to read them over and over again. Let's get him up here. I do want him to level up really bad. He's gonna be one of my primary companions. If I can get him ahead. Oh, that's disappointing. Let's see if he can finish him off first. Oh, come on now. There we go. Nope. Alright, Axe of Slicing. The door to the following chamber is closed. Upon the great oak panels is a symbol, a shape etched into the door that is undeniably a one-handed weapon. That is not a clue to what lies beyond, and your warriors have no idea what else is. Cautiously, they open the door and enter with weapons raised and spells in mid-intonation. 4 orc boys and 1 goblin boss. Fantastic. Okay, well, that was a start. Let's see here. Yeah, we're just gonna start putting fireballs at this guy. This is the final fight, so. Perfect. I'll go and use Healing Mist on this guy since he's in the front line. Alright. Easy peasy. With all monsters vanquished, the adventurers can search the chamber at their leisure. It doesn't take long to locate the lost axe of slicing, and through a hidden alcove, a hoard of gold, which the adventurers plunder without a moment's thought. At the very least I can sell that, so... And... our priest can level up, which is super exciting. Alright, let's go to Wurtbad. Alright, political shortcomings. The city of Wurtbad is the capital of Stirland, the poorest province in the Empire. And yet, despite its humble stature, there will always be the powerful and the weak, the rich and the poor, the nobles and the commoner. So it's no surprise that upon arrival at the gates, your warriors are surrounded by the Stirlander Guard. Facing the business end of their pikes, your warriors are escorted before the city hall, a grand if decrepit edifice. A short man appears on the balcony to address his captive audience. "My subjects, welcome to the greatest city in the Empire," states the pompous figure with a flourish of his lacy glove. The man on the balcony is dripping in ostentatious fashion, bedecked in garish jewelry, confirming the well-known truth that nobles of Stirland tend to overcompensate the trappings of wealth in a vain attempt to alter the province's penniless reputation. I'm in need of some rough and tumble types such as yourselves. Handsome rewards and free boarding whilst you're here. I simply won't take no for an answer, the noble continues in a less than friendly tone. The warriors get the feeling this won't end well. The good news is we can level up our priests. He has a new blessing, Vanquish. The blessed warriors gain extra attacks for the remainder of the turn. That is the best one. I'm going to go to the market. I'm going to sell this because the Marauder for one-handed weapons already have the Knuckle Duster right there, so I do not need this. That is just free money. Fine Iron Shield, plus 5 to max wounds. Ooh. I mean, I can barely afford it. Probably not worth it. A bunch of Masterwork weapons. All of which are pretty good, but we can't afford any, of course. I'm tempted to get this, but I don't have a single-handed weapon for the Ironbreaker to use yet. But I might buy it now, because I do want him to have a shield instead. But now we are completely broke. Alright, but I think I'm going to call it here. In the next episode, well, let's see what we have available. Well, that's really good. So this is what I'm going to pursue off camera. I'm not going to focus on trying to get anyone to any specific level this time. I'm just going to get whatever items I see that I really like. And then in the next episode, we'll do the political shortcomings quest. Oh man, cannot talk. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode.